really cool thing that we offer free for life for our clients. And we maintain this database. Okay, so when we close out files, we keep a scan in our office so we can always reproduce them. All originals go to the client, and also clients that have children out of county, out of state, will be able to easily share all their documents, or choose what documents they want to share with children. If they want to send a power of attorney to a nursing home or to a bank, it's very easy for them to do that right from that system, from any device 24 hours a day. If they're traveling to get their healthcare powers of attorney or other documents, they'll have access to those. That was something I conceived of quite a few years ago and put together. And I, you know, you think of technology and seniors, that won't work, but it really does work well. And almost all my senior clients have email. The system sends them an email, they set up their own password, and they operate the system. So we've handed out a feedback form too. We do that in any presentation we give, and we always ask for feedback. If you have the time, give us the feedback today, okay? I fluctuate in and out of being dependent on PowerPoint presentations to saying, I'm not doing those anymore because I've done so many presentations, I just like to talk and ask questions, right? And then now, you know, I'll do a hybrid. So I always like to see how we're doing or know what topics you want to hear about in the future. If you know of a group that would like to hear our message or could benefit from hearing about elder law, veterans benefits planning, which we do as well, or any other aspect of elder attorney care or legal care, please let me know. I will come present to your organization, okay? Anytime. In the packet that I gave you, there's a packet of information that showcases our services. One of the things that I'm most proud of in here, and Susie Blazer, I know, is internally shaking her head at me right now because she counseled me not to put this thing out. And in fact, I probably had done it a couple of years ago, and it's laminated in our conference room, and I use it to go over with clients all the time. Is visually how I see estate planning and deed planning. I've never seen anyone lay it out. All right, all the pitfalls that are out there, how it all works together visually. So I put that in there. If you want to see how I view estate planning and deed protection, asset planning, this is it. Okay, it even shows how trust can help to protect assets, life estate deeds, ladybird deeds, probate avoidance, which can sack assets or prevent assets from being passed down in a family. How you want to organize your beneficiary assets. And you know, so this is a really nice document that I decided to leak and let go a couple of weeks ago and just put out in the public. I do that type of stuff, it inspires me to go back and do something else, right? To do something else and take it to the next level. So I wanted to furnish you with those things today. Thanks for lunch, Lynn. I appreciate that and all the work you do, okay? Again, that's me. I'm Greg McIntyre. I've got a law and business degree, which blah, blah, blah. Really, I'm just into everything that I do right now, which is mainly, I pare it down, estate planning and elder law, okay? And Elder Council, that's their logo. That's a really cool resource. It's like being, it's not just me standing up here. There are thousands of attorneys behind me that can help me crunch problems that I may never have seen before. And I help them too. We go back and forth on a listserv, email listserv on a daily basis, or we'll make phone calls to each other to help, okay? So there are times where I don't know how I want to solve this problem, or usually I'll have an idea. If it's something I've seen before, I've done it many times, then it's not a problem. But there'll be things there's new things all the time. And I will be able to call a couple of different attorneys that may have seen it before or may say, have you thought of doing it this way? And I do that for other attorneys as well, and that's a lot of fun and a great benefit to us. Mainly, I think we're all in the same business. Would you agree you're in the business of helping people? That's what we want to do as well. We want to help people and we want to help families, okay? So I appreciate everything that you do as social workers, EMS, right? Technicians. You're on the front lines dealing with seniors in tough situations and families in tough situations all the time. And I thank you for that, and I appreciate that, okay? And we do the same thing. One reason I got into elder law, this is my why. They say, find your why, right? Because when it's, for me, when it's like last night at 10:30 and I was still grinding away, doing something at work, it's nice to have a why, right? Well, one of the whys is my wife, you saw on the camera right there, Stephanie, and our 6 children, okay? That's a big why, is to keep that in mind, is that's why I'm working, okay? That's why I'm working those long hours. That's what I do, and I enjoy that. I love our family, and we want to provide for them and do well for them. This is a family member of mine. This is my grandfather, Worth McIntyre. Worth spent, I want to say, 14 years at Shelby Manor. Okay. He had a little apartment. That's what it was like for him. And he used to drive his truck to Bojangles in the morning to get ham biscuits, and until he couldn't. And when you go in Shelby Manor and turn left, he was all the way at the end of the hall on the left. And that was his room the whole time he was there. And he went through quite a few roommates while he was there, and went through, I mean, they died. He passed away at almost 99 years old. And but it cost a lot of money for him to do it, okay? And he had to spend down everything he had. If he had had someone like me to turn to, at the very least, and a simple thing we could have done for him was a ladybird. Does everyone know what that is? Let me tell you. A ladybird deed is explained in that packet of information I gave you. There's a writing in there that has, who's that, you know? Ladybird Johnson, that's right. Wife of Lyndon B. Johnson. She had a famous saying, do something that makes you feel uncomfortable every single day. Okay? Something like this. Right? So she was a pretty neat lady, and I'm not sure why they're called ladybird deeds. There's speculation other than I think they did a lot of extensive legal planning to save and protect all their assets. And also Lyndon B. Johnson was the grandfather of his administration responsible for Medicare and Medicaid system. Okay? And so even if you had to roll to Medicaid to pay for long-term care, the ladybird deed would protect that home. And the current policy in North Carolina is that the home, even within the 5-year look-back period for nursing home Medicaid, and the 3-year look-back period for special assistance Medicaid, which can pay for assisted living care, will protect that home place. Contiguous property of unlimited amount of acreage up to a value of $548,000 and change. It's almost $550,000. Yes, ma'am.
So if you would say ladybird deed, even within those 5 years.
And then I go apply for Medicaid to pay for long-term care tomorrow.
Oh.
The house is safe.
Okay.
That's correct.
So they can't take the house.
They will not take the house. And if you look at that visual deed planning that I gave there, it'll show you why and how. This is why this is really neat. It looks like a little board game. I should make this a board game. And have little workshops where we play the board game. Right? Yeah. That would be really cool. Actually, one board game. Let's do a board game. That'll be our side project. I need another one.
Is it true that the person has to have a diagnosis of dementia to be able to get the ladybird deed?
No.
Okay.
You don't have to have a diagnosis of anything to get a ladybird deed. In fact, that's a great lead into another topic, which is if someone gets a diagnosis of dementia, can they do a ladybird deed?
With power of attorney?
You need powers of attorney in place. Not that there aren't lucid moments where you can sign one or sign something, but if I'm telling you, our notaries in our office, if someone's too far gone, they're not going to do it. And people don't understand that there's destined for guardianship situations where I'm going to tell you, we suffer through guardianships in our office on a regular basis. Diane Thackerson, if she was here, would say, "Oh, Lordy!" That's not how Diane. Diane's really dramatic, okay? And she used to be the clerk of court of Cleveland County, by the way. Diane Thackerson. She runs our probate division and does guardianships with me. Okay? Yes.
Suffer through guardianships. What you mean?
What I mean is, it's a long process to implement. It can be a contested process because brother may not want sister to be the guardian, or another family member that's applying. There might be a court battle over who's the guardian. It can be costly, and who gets paid? I get paid, right? Not that I don't get paid, but it's a lot of work, and it's less it's less costly to put in place a very good, well-drafted, general, durable power of attorney. It covers all general business that is durable in the fact that it has a durability clause that survives mental incompetency, mental disability, or incapacity, incapacity. And it also needs to be registered at the local register of deeds, recorded, or else it does not survive mental incapacity, okay, or incompetence. So, and we do that usually at the signing. I tell people that we go record right there, right? Because when they need it, you're not worried, oh man, I need to go record it, do all this stuff. When you need it, you just say, here it is. You know, it's not, you're in usually you're in crisis or you're doing something.
Is it for people with 65 and older?
A ladybird deed?
Yes.
No.
Or can you get it anytime?
You can get it anytime.
Okay.
I don't know why you would want to, other than though, you're thinking about, I'm going to stay in this, or I'm going to have this property for the long term. Not that you can't reverse it. Because one of the great things about a ladybird deed is you can sell your property or mortgage it without the grantees or the kids, for instance, signing off. Whereas traditionally a life estate deed that you have to do before the look-back period, which works as long as it's done before the look-back period, the kids, for instance, would have to come in and sign off on the sale of property. Okay? So a ladybird deed is ideal. It's a right tool for the job for many seniors, or most seniors. It's a great plan ahead document, or it's a great, I'll do plan ahead work for people and do life estate deeds on some properties and do a ladybird deal on their home. Okay? But I don't want to use more than one. Then you really flaunt the policy that it's meant for. I don't want it to do that. And Medicaid's only going to recognize one if it's within the look-back period, right?
So if a person has a home and a farm,
Okay.
do you recommend them just ladybirding the farm or ladybirding the home, or?
Yeah, I think you can pick. I mean, I'll pick the most expensive property, the property worth the most value. As long as it's under 550. Or a lot of times I'll go combine properties and put it all under one. As long as it's contiguous, as long as it's touching, and not counting the road. Road doesn't count. Road, there can be a road.
So there's a monetary limit then?
There's a monetary limit. It's actually $548,000 and some odd change. Okay, but rule of thumb is 550. Okay, and if you get it around 550, it's justifiable. I mean, property values can be justifiable for down 10, 20 grand at that low value.
How does that work when a husband and wife get one on their property and one dies and one survives? And then
Very good question.
Then eventually we'll go to the children as you got it set up. Is that the way that
The
happens?
married couple retains ownership until the last one of them dies.
Okay.
I'm trying to get more comfortable with saying die or pass away. My wife was fussing at me. Really, I have a hard time with that. A really hard time. Looking people in the face and talking about death. Even at what I do, and I've done it for years now. It's hard to do. And I always say, what do I say?
Heaven forbid
Heaven
you should ever
forbid
pass away.
You should ever pass when this should happen. But I'll say, the other night we were at a signing at someone's house, and she came with me to be a witness. Because some of the documents, have 2 witnesses and a notary. And so we have staffs that'll go out with us and do signings. And she said, Greg, you got to stop. She said, you need to just say, it's a bullet everyone has to bite. If you pass away, this is it. And just say it.
I didn't say it quite so bluntly.
Exactly that way. But you do it. You can say it, and this is how it is. But I have a hard time saying it. She said, you probably said heaven forbid 50 times during that sign.
You can have a seminar with Lynn here. On how we approach it.
On how you approach it. I need to counsel with you on how to be more comfortable in discussing that.
Yeah, we need to say that.
Okay. But Papa Mac, looking at that situation, it was a real inspiration for me. I wrote this book, and the first chapter talks about that situation. Okay. The first chapter is a really good lead-in to estate planning and elder law. And I started writing this book. It's called Saving the Farm, A Practical Guide to the Legal Maze of Aging in America. And I worked on this book for over 2.5 years. And it took 2.5 years, not because I'm that slow of a writer. I'm not. I wrote the next book, which is due out next week, in about 3 months. Okay, but because I waited for interviews with legal and other experts around the country. For instance, Kelly Agee, who is a regional VP for, I think, Southeast or Brookdale communities, okay? very, very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable about senior living of all kinds, but especially assisted living. Okay? She is an expert that we interviewed on assisted living in this book. And we build that interview into the chapter and talk about legal planning and around assisted living and senior living. Okay? And that leads into the discussion about planning ahead and long-term care insurance and what if you run out of funds? What are your options? And if you have to roll to a hybrid Medicare, Medicaid facility or how that works and you know, just the entire thing and about Lady Bird deeds. And I put in place, and Teepa Snow, you know, Teepa Snow, it took a while to get an interview with Teepa Snow, and Hayden Soloway, who works with me, who's not here today, did a great job helping me secure a lot of these interviews. And I had local experts too. Is anybody in the room at this? No. I did have, like, Beata, Joe Seidel at Beata, and I did a series of 3 interviews about in-home care in different aspects. How to pay for it, what it is, technology associated with it, which blows me away and fascinates me, like the laptop-sized ventilators, right, that go in, and the ICU care at home that you can really receive right now, and how to pay for it. So there's a series of 3 interviews that we did that are built into the book in that section on in-home care, okay? So there's some local people, there's some, I mean, Teepa Snow, I don't, how many people know who Teepa Snow is? Yeah, so, I mean, she speaks for herself, and the interview I did in here is probably, I'm most proud of that interview than I am of probably most of the things I've done in my life, because we really drilled down about the problems with Alzheimer's, dementia, the legal aspects that surround it, and the situations some people get in. And when is it enough? How many UTIs does it take? And how many comebacks do you have to make? What's the point of no return? And what legal rights do people have? And you know, it goes, you just have to read the book or listen to it. There's an audio book which is read by Curtis Rosser, whose voice is like butter, okay? It really is. It really is. Oh, you got my phone right. Pull it up. You know, you can pull it up on your phone or iTunes or your iPad. The enhanced ebook version, you can see the video interviews that I did with people, the sit-downs, right within the book itself. So just iTunes it or Google it, and you'll pull up any Amazon outlet or iTunes outlet. You can order the book, print version, or if you need them, let me know. I customize them for your business too. We do that as well, and that's very easy. You can go to our website and do that right there. And there'll be a letter from you to your clients right there, and then maybe a picture of you and your logo right there is presented by. We do that on a regular basis too. But the table of contents we blew out so that it's like a reference book. So if you want to know how Medicare can help you, or Medicaid can help you, or aid and attendance benefits for veterans benefits, you can go right to that subsection and go right to that page. Hayden likes to say it's a reference book that reads like a novel, okay? And anyway, put a lot of work into that. I gave that to everybody in the room. Did everybody get a copy? Okay, if you need any more copies, I'll give up whatever copies I have left up here, okay, that I brought with me. And either read those yourself and use it yourself, give it to a loved one, give it to a patient or a family who might need it, okay? And if you'd like for me to come in and present, bring a truckload of books, I can do that too, okay? But I wrote that to give out to Cleveland County, North Carolina, and beyond, the United States, okay, because there's no book out there that's talking about things like that. There's just not, okay? So anyway, how we're set up. We have 3 departments: estate planning, which we talked some about estate planning, benefits planning, which is Medicare crisis planning, and veterans benefit planning. I'm a veteran of the United States Navy. I was proud to serve, and I had a great time. I met this young lady when I was in the military, not in San Diego where I lived at the time, but she did come visit me out there for a while. In fact, we got married out there, okay? And I met her when I was on leave. Oddly enough, there were a couple of women that lived in San Diego, a couple of ladies.
What?
I mean, just there were. It's a big place. No, not today. You know what I'm saying. I was putting them out. You know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But somehow I met a Shelby girl, you know, when I came back to Shelby, and we went out, and the rest is history, right?
Yes.
She is a Shelby girl.
She's a Shelby girl, yes.
Uh-huh.
Her father is Evan Thompson, mother Lexine Thompson. I don't know if you know any of those people. Shirley Thompson. Anyway, and yeah, she came out. We got married out there, and 6 kids later, we're still married. How long have we been married? 17 years?
You should not be
Yeah,
asking
17
me
and
that.
a half.
17 and a half
Yeah,
years.
you already have. the-
Well, I knew 17, 17 and a half.
You're in a room where there's only 4 men. Don't ask a question like that.
I love my wife very, very much. I do.
You got something like that.
And anyway,
I can say this, when you're not here, he talks about you all the time. And
Aw.
other times I've been with him. he
thanks for
talks
saving me.
about you all the time.
I need to get counsel with you on that.
Not lie.
Yeah, no, you would not. No, you're not. And
Aw.
shortly after we were married, I left for 6 months and went to the Middle East, right? So,
Yes.
so I spent a lot of time over there when I was in, and then came back out and we moved to Raleigh, for quite a while. But anyway, I'm lucky enough now to be a certified attorney by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Okay, and I speak to a lot of veterans groups. I'm a member of American Legion, Post 182. I'm their Judge Advocate General, and so we do veterans aid and attendance, benefit planning, and disability planning. We submit aid and attendance applications straight from our office computer systems, and there's a lot of planning and positioning of assets to qualify for aid and attendance. But I know at Summit Place, I remember a very good presentation that was given up there a year ago, a couple of years ago maybe now, by a gentleman in Gastonia.
Veterans financial. aid.
Yes, but very good information about how aid and attendance can benefit and add to. It's about 20. Is it 2240 now? That's the couples for a couple.
Yeah, 2210, I think.
It went, yeah.
2210. So 2210 for a couple. And once you activate aid and attendance benefits, that's for life. It's a monthly pension benefit for life. And that can add to the mix, the income mix, private pay for an individual or a couple. You don't have to be in long-term care to get that, by the way. You can be at home.
Do you know your average return time for your clients?
Right now, used to it was around 6 months, okay? But right now they're coming back quicker. Is that correct?
Some of them.
Some of
The
them.
more complex ones seem to be coming back later, like
Well, and we find
6 to
too
9
that
months.
it depends on how long the families take to give out their documents.
Well,
because
yeah.
I'm telling you, we'll have families that will bring it in immediately. We have them bring it in 3 months later, and they're, where's my money? Well, you just brought me the last piece of the puzzle.
Right.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of paper shuffle. It's a lot of positioning of assets to let them keep their assets, but actually qualify for the benefits. And Susie's great at that, and the benefits department's great at that. Anyway, we love helping seniors. Anything we can do to help your veteran seniors, I really want to take care of them. In probate, we do probate as well. And Diane Thackerson, former clerk of court of Cleveland County, runs our probate department. So anything you need, I'd be glad to talk to you. I enjoy what I do and what we do. I've got lots of other slides here, but I don't want to keep you here. The full presentation would probably take 30, 40 minutes, okay? And we would then take question and answer. And that's what I really meant to do anyway, was hear from you. I want to answer questions. Yes. Answer
I
any
get
question.
a lot of people say, how can mama get Medicaid,
Mommy did what?
Medicaid?
Yeah.
To go into assisted living? She's
That's
got
not
too much
necessarily the
money.
right question.
Well,
I don't think.
She's got too much money, how can you legally get around that?
I don't like that question necessarily. The question is, what's going to provide the best care for mom, I guess, and how can you do that? Okay? I've had clients who were dead set on qualification for Medicaid, and sometimes that's hard to deal with it and meet your expectations. Okay? Can we qualify someone? Can I, in my mind, walk through a scenario? I am very good at games. How about that? Okay? And games with rules. And there are Medicaid rules. I will tell you, and she knows, I could sit down and in a very short time I don't care how much money or property you have, I could probably position your assets under the current rules so you can qualify for Medicaid.
So it won't look back 3 years and that.
Oh, yeah, there's look back, but you gotta do it under the rules correct. You have to do it under the rules correct. And there are a million different scenarios where we could sit here all day with the family, all day at our conference table, and I could go through a different scenario each time. And we could keep going. And I tell them that after like 4 or 5. I tell them, you know, look, we can do this all day, okay? But really it comes down to what's gonna provide the best care for your loved one, okay, period. And should we activate a benefit like aid and attendance I was talking about up there that adds private money to the mix and allows for private pay so that Social Security plus pension plus aid and attendance will pay for the majority of it, there's very little shortfall. Or should you go on that thing, right? It just depends.
The sad thing is I get that too all the time, Dot, and 9 times out of 10, it's the families that just want to keep mom or dad's money.
Yeah.
And want mom or dad to go into a Medicaid facility, which Medicaid facilities are not in any way, shape, bad, but if they've got the funds to pay for private pay, they don't want to use that entirely to spend on their pay. They want to go.
Let me tell you the evolution of my thinking. As I've been doing this several years now, I do not want to run into conflict with nursing homes or assisted living facilities. That would be stupid. I do not want to do that. I want to help people private pay as much as possible until there is no option. I think saving the house is an acceptable thing to do and should be done. Okay? A Lady Bird deed's too easy not to do it. There's no reason why. It's just, I just don't like that. That you work for 30 years to pay off a loan for a house. You pay $300,000 on a $100,000 house because of interest to the bank, and then to qualify for a benefit that you pay for 40 or 50% of every tax dollar that you pay to the Medicaid system, you have to sell that or give that house up too, right? And it's just, I just don't like that. That whole, I don't like that system and how that's set up. But if we can put in place some type of long-term care assistance, or I don't know, how about this? I would like to be a resource for the nursing homes to say in your tough situations where you need to qualify someone for Medicaid, but you can't, or it's hard to do, or you need aid and attendance, but it's tough because they have too many assets, or how can we do that so they can keep the assets, but still qualify for aid and attendance to pay for private pay? That's how I think I'm a better resource for you. Not in helping people hide their money,
And I'll tell
which
you-
is what they like to think. And I say, hey, I can't hide your money. I wouldn't do this very long if I didn't follow every single rule across every I, dot every T. When we go to social services and we know every social worker over there, and we know not just in Cleveland County, but in multiple counties. We have, how many counties are we dealing with right now, would you say?
5.
5 counties we have applications in, probably 25 total maybe going at one time.
Like 32.
32 now? Okay. So yeah, so we do those on a regular basis. We know the social workers, and they know when I walk in, I'm going to tell them, here are the rules. They know the rules, but here are the rules. Here's what we did, and here's how it works under the rules. Okay? So, yeah.
I guess it's different for skilled nursing because it is much harder for people to pay, $9,000, $10,000 a month to live in a skilled nursing facility than it is for an assisted living. And it drains, it literally
Yeah.
just sucks from
I don't think
down
it's that,
there.
I mean, it's that, I think
Depending on what.
skilled nursing is, that's not average for this area. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a little high for this area.
Because I know there's a secured in Kings Mountain, I don't know if
Okay.
it works there, that the lady came to me because she was paying $9,200 a month.
Really?
For secured.
Okay.
And that's not too high for this area. 'cause I-
Oh, it's not?
And
Okay.
She came to me.
For a security unit, like Alzheimer's dementia
Yeah,
security? Okay.
45.
Yeah.
For skilled, for skilled.
For skilled?
Yeah,
Okay.
for skilled,
Okay.
secured, it's
Okay.
extremely high.
Ours is around 50,000.
Yeah.
Around the 50.
Okay.
That's harder, but I give you a credit all the time for that very reason, is because people will go to certain attorneys
Right.
in certain areas that specialize in Medicaid spend down.
Yeah.
And all their money is gone, and the person is looking like, I didn't even realize that you didn't accept Medicaid, and I was like, I told you I didn't accept Medicaid.
Yeah.
And a lot of those assisted livings are now starting not
But
to
the
accept
attorney should have, I
Medicaid.
think the attorney should have told them ahead of time.
They should.
Summit Place does not accept Medicaid.
Yeah,
So
they
in the
should.
end, you're gonna have to roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
Brookdale, or
this is
Brookdale.
before.
Brookdale,
Before they
yeah.
move in, I I give them the options. Here are your options at the front door. This is what you can do. And then they will go to their attorney and they send them down to Medicaid, and then there are very few assisted livings will take Medicaid at the door anymore.
Yeah.
And they end up going to skilled nursing, which they don't even need. They end up in a skilled facility that they can qualify for assisted living. It's very sad. So I agree with you that, if they've got the funds, let's work with what you have to get the best care you can get first.
Yeah, let's figure it out, how we can add income to the mix or with what's out there so that we can private pay as long as possible. That would be ideal for everyone, for the family, for the facilities who have to make a living, who have to pay the nurses, who have to pay the staff, and to provide quality care, you have to take in money. And I tell, it's a business just like my office is a business. and we're all in this to help people, back to the beginning. And that's what we want to do, okay? So anything that I can do to make your life easier, anything that you think I need to change, the way I do things, okay? Or that I've done things, tell me. I need feedback to be able to function and change, okay? And I'm very open to change and to helping out you and your patients and their families as much as possible. And again, that's all I do, it's all I think about when I'm not at home with my family. I'm blogging about it, writing about it.
Average price of getting a ladybird.
A ladybird deed, anywhere between $500 and $1,000. Or, well, unless there's combining properties. Sometimes when you combine properties, it can be extra.
Why would anybody do anything other than that?
A ladybird deed is a great option to begin with. Yes, for your home. I agree with you. Exactly.
Is it hard to sell the home once there's a ladybird deed in place?
No, you just sign a deed over to someone else.
So if the kids
Just like anything
decide,
else.
we really do need to sell the home, and we decided to go ahead and do that, the ladybird deed can go away and they can sell it, or is it really difficult?
Yeah, so two things would need to happen. One, we may need a power of attorney in place so they can sign for mom or dad, because mom or dad may be incapacitated, incompetent, or mentally disabled. We don't know. And then, yes, the mom or dad would be the owners and need to sign that property. And they would just sell the home just like any other home sale. Yeah, there's no restriction on a ladybird deed against selling the property, hampering anyone to sell the property.
What is the difference in the Homestead Act that we used to use years ago?
Yeah, that's a different thing. Other states have that. I know some of the northern states have some Homestead Act, right? I think it's similar. I think it's something similar that allows you to save a home or go under the, I'm acting under the Homestead Act and you can't come take my property or something.
That's what we used to tell them.
In my opinion, everybody should have foundations in place. Probably for the average person out there, the standard middle-class citizen of Cleveland County. Foundations package for the husband and wife would be general durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will. Although I'm not a huge fan of wills, I'm probably going to set your property up to travel outside of them. And if you look at that graphic display, you'll see why. Because in the will passing, that's where all the liens attached, everything gets done. So, and then a ladybird deed on the home would function really nicely for most people as a standard estate. Outside of that, you start looking at trust, like irrevocable trust, revocable trust, and or combinations of the two. You have a question, yes?
I'm new to the business, and I just had something happen recently to me. I had two brothers that were elderly brother. One brother loved my facility. It's upscale. It's very beautiful. It's very homey. He wanted to place his brother in independent. She makes I would say $2,400 a month for her Social Security benefit. The older brother had power of attorney. He wanted to put her in skilled nursing, which his doctor said we put her skilled nursing or whatever you want, but just put the in the way you want to go. He chose skilled nursing. And he came to my place and said he didn't want to put it in my place. He wanted to know if I would ever take Medicaid. I said, right now I'm private pay, but I'm open, soon to maybe Medicaid. And he told me, well, he was going to go with skilled nursing because, for one, I'm not skilled nursing, but I'm trying to think where he put it to me. Someone had told him that his mother's income, that she had, let's say, $20,000 in the bank account, plus her home was worth about $100,000. that if he spent all her money now really fast and sold the home, you know, she would have lived at my facility for
Yeah.
many, many years.
Okay, sure.
You know, very comfortably and well
Right.
taken care of. But they chose to lock her up. She had been diagnosed with light dementia,
Okay.
light,
Right.
not late stages, okay?
Sure.
And if they wouldn't put her in skilled nursing where she'd basically locked up and left there.
Right.
And I said, well, that she's gonna apply for Medicaid. I said, well, my understanding is from $1,228, I believe, if you have less than that, you can apply for Medicaid. He said, well, if we spend all our money and get less than $2,000.
You mean
they told me-
income per month?
Income per month.
Under SA for assisted living.
Right, he said that they told me.
Not for a locked unit, but for standard assisted living. Locked unit would be over $1,500.
Yeah.
So we work with the same family, and, I actually sent them to Trish, because that would be the best place for the family, because they're right in the, they had too little money for assisted living,
Yeah.
but for a private pay assisted living like my facility, was perfect for her facility. And this particular family, one brother lived somewhere else, didn't have anything to do with mom, was power of attorney. And the other brother who took care of mom was here. And the brother with power of attorney said, I don't want to, basically I don't want to deal with this, just spend her money and let's put her in a nursing home. She doesn't need a nursing home.
Right. She should have been an assistant living.
Well, exactly, but what made me look like a liar to him, because I've been to the understanding that if you have $2,400 a month, you will never,
Not for assisted living.
Not for assisted living, but for
but
skilled.
in.
You would.
could make
Yeah,
anything,
as long as
and
it's
you
not
still
over
have
the
to-
private pay rate of the facility.
Because it's the threshold so high for skilled.
Private pay rate of the facility, which most
So
people do not
that's why,
have.
I guess I'm not even know what I was talking about, because I thought, well, what are you gonna do? You spend all our
But
money.
there are
you
income
still gonna
limits
get
for standard
$2,400.
assisted living
I should go apply
and for a secure unit. It's different, okay? So there's two different levels there. It's like 12 something, what, 12, 15 or something for
I think it's
standard.
15.
Yeah, like almost
Standard.
1,500.
It's
That's
15,
locked
a little over.
facility. Locked unit's 15. so-
Mhm.
So that's what her insurance is. She says like, she just forgets to take her pills once in a while.
Yeah.
I would keep wondering about facilities and that. But I was telling him, you know, you still have the $2,400, she's not gonna ever qualify for Medicaid. I was wrong.
But the sad thing is that doctors will sign an FL2.
But for your
that
facility
states
or
that-
for Shelby Manor, for instance, they're right around the same
Uh-huh.
income level where they could private with very little dip into their savings.
Right. But with this
Okay.
family, they weren't listening to.
Right. But they needed somebody to tell them. Here. Right, and to show them the shortfall. on people.
That scenario happens frequently where the family just goes to the doctor, will sign skilled,
Yep.
and then they don't have to
They
worry
want
about
to
it
dump him
anymore.
out the door and then he doesn't want to go back. He wants to just dump his mother there.
That,
The
Tina
other brother
Snow,
loves
Tina
her.
Snow talks about that, we both talk about that in this too, about how, you know, sometimes seniors can be locked away against their will in the wrong level of care. And is that not,
And that happens more.
is that not a civil rights issue for the senior?
And
Where
the
the-
sad thing is, that lady had early dementia. She wasn't even, I mean, in our minds, wouldn't be deemed incompetent in terms of being able to sign her own documents. She had very early just forgetfulness, and they took it upon themselves to turn that into full-blown Alzheimer's and lost her leg. It's
That sounds absolutely.
really bad.
I cried for about 2 hours after that, the way they
Yeah.
treated me. The younger brother, no, but the one that's in charge.
You know
he
what?
was,
Would have been
so
really cool,
arrogant
would have been a
and,
good experience for me, and a good, I think, one for you too. Because if I came in and met with you ahead of time, and if you wanted me to come sit down and talk to them right there,
Oh,
show,
he's owning it.
and show, look, you're just short of paying private pay for that facility. Yes, sir.
This is something, we ran into, this committee at CMC has kind of overridden, power of attorney or healthcare power of attorney who wasn't acting in the best interest of the patient.
Right.
And wasn't helping, the team take care of the patient. They just stepped around and agreed not to follow that person. We've come close here, the same thing.
Right.
So this is the kind of, this reminded me of that, because here you've got the wrong person is the healthcare agent, and the person who really cares about the person and does the most for the person is locked out legally, if I were at a situation like this and I said, Greg, what can we do about rectifying the fact that this durable power of attorney is not acting in the best interest of the person?
Well, that'd be
What can we
healthcare,
do?
the healthcare power of attorney.
Well,
Those are separate docs.
I know, but this durable
I think,
power
all
of
right,
attorney.
the general durable power of attorney and the healthcare power of attorney both have a fiduciary duty, a legal duty to act in the best interest of the principal, okay, the person who made it.
And what can you do when the general power of attorney?
Well,
in
I
this
think
case doesn't?
you as a hospital would say, I'm either going to follow it, yes or no. If you do not follow it, it would put the burden. You would punt the ball back to the original healthcare agent to decide what they wanted to do at that point. At that point, I think they could go to court. I know they could go to court and bring a show cause action against you for not following the principal's wishes and the power of attorney, and then it would place it on a judge, and you guys would come in and make the case and show, you would have to show cause why you were not following the healthcare power of attorney, which means you would come in and bring witnesses and a doctor that would show this person unfit or was not following their fiduciary duty and acting in the best interest of the patient. That's how that would play out.
Can you
my
do
case,
that with the
it
general?
Could play out.
Could you do that with the general power of attorney?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You can.
Well, you can do it whether you want. There's a fiduciary duty in both documents for the agent.
I hear what you're saying there, but we have ways.
Would it get twisted and sticky with both people and attorneys on both sides arguing from both points of view? I think it would.
Could you have done anything to help this the durable power agency issue if you had been involved? I guess that's my question.
If I were involved, I would probably get involved to counsel one of the parties to act in a certain way. It depends on who I was being hired by, the hospital or the healthcare agent,
You're
right?
hired by the brother who's taking care of mama.
Like my,
Oh, right.
my brother-
All right,
I got you.
I'm
Okay.
a small facility, I couldn't
Okay.
afford all these attorneys and all the courts.
Sure.
I wouldn't be able to afford that.
Sure.
The hospital maybe, but I wouldn't be able to.
I got you. So I think what you would do is you would petition the court to make a decision or to strike down or remove this healthcare agent or primary general durable power of attorney from acting, that you would petition the court and make a case that he was acting against his fiduciary duty, and you petition the court to appoint a guardian to take care of that person.
So really it'd be a family matter versus a facility matter.
Then it would be a family matter versus, that's where I would go guardianship on that. Actually, if he just petitioned the court for guardianship, and then that brother would have to get notice of that hearing, then that brother would be brought into court, and then all those issues would come to light. And under the guardianship, I would file a petition too, to immediately suspend his acting as the healthcare agent or general durable power of attorney until a hearing of the matter. But you'd have to have a hearing within 10 days. A clerk can do that ex parte. Yes.
One of
That's
the
how you.
heartaches, which is the doctor that you're talking about, one of the heartaches is if family members don't care for their loved ones, they, like you think they would, they just
Right.
don't seem to have their best interest at heart in some cases, and this sort of struck a nerve because we run into that a lot.
Would I do that? Absolutely. I mean, we do guardianship.
So there is
all the
legal
time.
recourse to think about.
There is legal recourse, and that is an immediate petition and order signed by a judge and a hearing set within 10 days to appoint a new guardian and suspend immediately that person's powers.
So Trish, the brother that cares for her needs to get guardianship, really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Right, but he'd have to, I think
He's-
someone would
he's-
have to
I think
pursue.
he's too fearful of himself.
So here's the problem you run into. So if the other brother's out of town, then what do? You could call Adult Protective Services, they may act. But if somebody's got to act, like I can't just go to court by myself, without a client. Who's my client?
And they've already placed this right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They've already placed.
So I've got to have a client to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, and it could be Adult Protective Services, they might act, but they have so much work, they're just acting on the worst case scenarios.
Yeah, they go kind of in a.
They don't,
in a tier.
in a hierarchy
I call
of needs
them-
there, that would not be their top
I
tier.
call them a lot, I mean, a lot of families will call and give me these horror stories, and I've called before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never checked in, tell me I'm allowed to do that, but I've called a lot of times that protective services and see if I can help, because
So it seems like elder law would be a really small sliver area of law, right? And really, really boring. But it is anything but that. It is a very cutting edge and exciting area of law. It's very new, and there's a lot of problem solving and new ground to tread and new things to develop. That's why I like it. So, ever have any questions, concerns, call me, and I will work with you on your clients or anything else, okay, that you need. All right? And give my book away to somebody else. Not because I want to be a New York Times bestselling author, but because, I mean, but that'd be nice. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming. Right. Thank you for having me, Lynn and Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Folks,